Hey everybody, welcome back. AGT time, different place, different setup. We're trying it. We gotta do what we gotta do.
The Olympics are over!
Yay!
We can finally get back to good quality television.
Right, like the gauchos. We are watching it on DVR, but I think we're just gonna let it play through and shoot the commercials like we normally do because the way this shit's set up, if you ever seen how we do these live streams, it's hooked to a cable box in a different room, blah, 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 blah. So anyways, we've already started it, so we're gonna shut up and start watching, and we'll see you guys in a bit.
Hello.
Hello. Hello, banana. Velo Vargulis.
Hello, Valhir.
Valor Margolis?
Yes, yeah, that guy. No, that's not right. Anyways, Contortionist dude, we liked his set. He had a budget.
Yeah, beautiful set, lots of prep time.
We know a little bit more about his physicality than we would like to.
Yes.
Yeah, that bulge, man. Woo, family show, guys. Oh man, I can't lay back like that. It looks weird.
I now know why he is happily married.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, I mean, I'm kind of with Simon. He X'd him. To me, it's more of the same. There was a little bit different of what he was doing in there. And I was telling them, like, I would have liked to have seen, especially because these people tonight had way more time than the other people to put their acts together.
Who got Golden Buzzard on the very first
Grace, yeah, but we'll get to that when we get to that. And what I was saying, though, is I would have liked to have seen in this maybe some extra choreography where it would have been cool if, like, pirates come out on the ship and, like, they're swinging blades at him and he's, like, bending into contortion things to dodge and all that. That's how you kind of start making this act more interesting, in my opinion.
He ran out of budget after getting the ship.
Well, then give me the pirates and screw the ship. I mean, like...
Yeah.
Because, again, change up... Because his act has been essentially the same thing every single time.
And his act's been the same contortionist pose.
Yeah, and then he does the
over
mouth
the shoulder,
thing.
Walk upstairs or on the little cube, the block things.
Yeah.
And then hanging from the mouth.
Yeah,
now,
so
he added the swing, which was pretty cool.
And grabbing the ropes at the end, so we will give him some credit on that, yeah. But overall, of the people who can go through tonight, it's gonna be a tough night. There's a lot of our favorites tonight. But send him on home. I'm done with him.
Actually, I kind of wonder what would happen if you put him with the chick who does the other chick who did
the arrow.
Yeah.
Sophie Dossie.
Yeah.
It would be neat to do.
That would be a nice pair up.
They need to do like a YouTube after the show where they get to like team up the people that get voted off or whether Sophie Dossie is still there. I'm pretty sure. But that would be cool because you had a lot of ideas of pairings that would be very interesting. Kind of like we finally got to see at least a picture or two of Piff the Magic Dragon with Tape Face Boy, where he was behind the scenes the other week, so that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'd like to see how those two get along.
That would be a show I'd love to see. Actually, if they could have a show together.
Oh, yeah.
That would be like, remember in the 90s when Metallica and Guns N' Roses toured together? That's like the comedy magic equivalent for me.
Well, actually, wouldn't it just be Penn and Teller?
No, because that's a whole different thing, I think.
Well, you have one guy that talks a lot and the other guy doesn't say anything. Yeah,
but they're comedy and style and magic. I mean, it's a totally different show. Penn and Teller's about revealing the illusion.
Yeah.
You took that way.
You gotta have.
I did.
You have doing the magic, and you have Tape Face as the beautiful assistant.
There you go. Actually, that could be cool because his expressions would go with Piff very well. Anyways, I guess we'll see who's next.
Why do we have tomato soup?
Because apparently the show is all about getting the tomato soup. We have no idea what you're talking about, Simon.
Yeah, we totally missed something there. Or
it's quite possible considering how much y'all talked through the intro packages.
No, it wasn't. This was like something during the judges' reactions. I have no idea what he's talking about.
Yeah, it was weird.
It could have been in the intro. We just talked over it.
Yeah. Anyways, there you go. There's
so we
soup.
We thought we would go and get the tomato soup.
Yeah. Since I actually had it. But anyways, to what we're actually here for, Ronnie Martin. Really, really good. I thought it was a little flat the way it started, but I thought it got really, really good once she really kind of went up to the higher notes. Yeah. It was great.
It's one of the first singers that I'm like, you know what? I may have to go and vote for her.
Yeah. No, still not.
No,
not enough for you.
Okay,
I mean,
well, you know.
I want acts other than singers going through, for God's sake.
Yes, I agree.
You guys want to see me get in trouble?
Her voice was good. I loved that song, and her outfit really won me over.
Yeah, she's the only thing more sparkly than Nick Cannon's shoes.
Not Nick Cannon.
Oh, that's true. He's been replaced by a Wayans brother.
Yes.
He does look a little different tonight. So it is. No, she was right. Or no, you were right. Not Nick Cannon. Not Nick Cannon. That's a whole in joke.
Not
anyways.
Nick Cannon has been replaced by, or Nick Cannon's been replaced by not Nick Cannon.
Yeah. I won't get in trouble. I won't make that joke that I was gonna make about why you didn't like it and we did. Because it was an emotional song. I guess I'm gonna make the joke.
He's not wrong.
Okay, I'm not in trouble. Woohoo! But yeah, no, I mean I'm down with it. Although I'm not really sure where her budget went. I mean
the outfit.
Oh, there you go. The projections were nice, but I mean
Yeah.
there wasn't much to it. But that's a nitpick.
It was a nice particle effect.
Yeah, and then Simon was the only one that didn't do the standing O. I guess Simon doesn't like to give
I
women
think
O's.
Simon might be in the mood tonight.
Tonight?
He's been in the mood for all the live shows.
I think he's trying to drive Mel B crazy so she'll quit.
Yeah.
Like they won't fire her, so he's like, I'll just make her life miserable until she
Yeah.
decides to quit.
Well, they've all of them have already agreed to another season.
Oh, there you go. Screw you, Simon. Yeah, see? Yeah. I don't know where that came from. I'm having fun.
On to the next one.
All right. Caden and Brooklyn Bart Rocket, the Kid Magicians. Groovy.
Yeah.
Chainsaws.
That was good.
Yep.
A little. They even had fire.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody has listened to us. Almost everybody.
We
Has
just
listened
like
to our
fire.
suggestions about adding fire.
Yeah, chainsaws and Skittles.
Yeah.
Fire.
Chainsaws and Skittles. That's a.
Chainsaws and Skittles. That's like a punk record right there. Eric Butts, Chainsaws and Skittles. But yeah, I mean, there were parts of it that seemed a little sloppy, but just in some of the rigging. But overall, still really enjoyable. These kids got amazing stage presence for their age. I think it's only going to get better. I like that it was a continuing story, that it's like Brooklyn's revenge and all that. So cool. I liked it.
Yeah,
I liked
it was a lot of fun, and yeah, there were some hiccup areas, but very well done.
Yeah.
I love all the assistants are young kids, or at least short people.
Yeah, I would
I'm
say
pretty sure they were all kids.
They looked like all kids.
Yeah, I think that's a neat little twist as well.
And I love it just because I'm a huge fan of magic, and I love that there are kids this age getting into magic.
Well, it helps when
Because
Dad's a
it
musician.
really, it really like died down there for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although I gotta say, at first I was, they pulled out the peanut butter sandwich, and I was like, "Don't steal from Piff. That's Piff's joke." But then I thought, well, if you're gonna steal from the best.
Yeah.
So but yeah.
Plus, they're kids.
Yeah, that's
what else
right.
do they eat?
I would have believed it would have been more believable.
That's ageist.
It would have been more believable if the crust had been cut off. But,
Yeah, there you go. I never understood that. I always like crust, especially on peanut butter.
I
Anyway.
always eat the crust off first.
Really, I like to mix it up because sometimes you get a little less, like it's like drier. Like if you're just eating just the white.
No,
and then,
the crust is the less good part. So you get rid of the crust first, and then you have all the wonderful sandwich ingredients.
I see where you're
inside.
coming from, but I just like, it can be too much peanut butter.
just to let you know,
sometimes,
you
so then I
have
take-
now tuned in to Food Wishes channel.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Chef John. No. If you like food stuff, check out Chef John Food Wishes.
Yes, awesome channel.
Yeah, but all right. So, anyways, we'd all send them through.
Yeah.
They're in our 7. Let's see who's next. Oh, the Edgar family,
Yeah,
man. Edgar.
Edgar.
So you get the reference. Woohoo! Do you get the reference? Tell us in the comments. You were always on my mind. Wait, what was I thinking about? Sorry.
I don't know. Are we doing a show or something?
Right, yeah. Lincoln Bridge. I have to agree with Simon. I like them. Their voices are great, but I just wasn't feeling this one tonight. Mm-hmm. Although we do love that song, and Mike placed it as country. But as soon as they said Willie Nelson, it's like, oh fuck yeah! Like
now
okay,
I hear the voice.
yeah.
I had trouble getting into it just because I was like, I don't know this song.
Yeah,
I didn't see or feel the same amount of emotion in their singing as their previous performances. Like they had a lot of heart in their last performances, and this one just kind of felt like
all over the place.
Yeah.
It was almost like each individual was just doing their own thing. It wasn't really cohesive.
Yeah.
So it was a little sloppy in that.
Yeah, Simon said it was a poor song choice.
Yeah, and I got to agree with Simon on this one, which it happens because he's
Because
usually
as Simon
a lot of
said,
time.
that one note that one guy hit,
T-Dog
was
from Walking
great.
Dead.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just can't get over the fact he looks like T-Dog from Walking Dead. Not exactly. I did a side by side, but enough to make me think of him. Also, I gotta give them credit for, they're from Louisville because they actually say Louisville correctly. Although they make it sound like it's like this,
like Detroit,
right? And it's like it's not, maybe a couple of blocks of Louisville, or maybe in a handful of blocks, but still.
Yeah, there are parts of Louisville that you don't want to be in.
But but like she says, they make it sound like Detroit or something, and it's like no,
Yeah.
it's not like that much.
So in the comments down below, let us know how you pronounce the capital of Kentucky. Is it Louisville, Louisville, or Louisville?
I'm wondering.
I pronounce it Frankfurt, but
okay, we were that's what I was thinking, and then you were gonna blow it. So I was like, do we want to blow his joke? Like, do we want to really see if people will do it?
I didn't realize you were joking.
But I had to think, he's got to know. And then also, but my first thought was, well, how are they going to tell us in the comments how to pronounce something? I guess they can type phonetically, but still, very good, very good. But yeah, I just like to see him do something else. I would love to see him do a Linkin Park song just for the novelty of that. That'd be fun.
That's what they should do if they make it through to the next round, when they do the team up, have Lincoln Bridge with Linkin Park singing.
Oh, now you're okay. You sold me enough to want to vote them through just on the off chance that could possibly happen. Yeah, that would be stellar. All right, well, what have we done? We've only done 4 acts, man. So 8 to go. So Allah and Daniel, mother son dancing. We just wanted to get into the pre-package because we were making some really awful jokes, but we were having fun with it. We actually did have to question if we're bad people.
Well, we do that every night.
That's true. These people are bad influences on me. I'm the good one. Yeah,
you were such a safe, sane person before you met us.
Look at the insanity you brought me into.
I consider it a talent.
Right.
Maybe I should audition for the next season.
Yeah, Howie.
How to corrupt a youth in 30 seconds. Let's go.
Yeah, there you go. But yeah, listen, I got to agree with Howie. I was saying it before he was. The dance routine looked like the same thing we've seen over and over again. At least they did kind of use a budget, but I've seen it like over and over. It's just the same thing, and I'm tired of the hair thing and everything. And
this is one act that I think went the wrong direction by having backup dancers. They kind of detracted from the performance because the background dancers were just doing their own freestyle thing the whole way through. And the dance they were doing was so choreographed and structured that it was very hard to pay attention to what they were doing. Yeah, it kind of looked like a big jumbled mess. Yeah, I was distracted by everyone in the background. But I did love the whole theme, and I don't think the song went with the whole 50s beach vibe. That's a good point. Yeah. Well, the thing is, again, I have to wonder, do these people actually listen to the lyrics of the song? Because some of the songs that they dance to are just really kind of inappropriate for their partnership. Yeah. Who cares about lyrics? Moves like Jagger. I know. Take me by the tongue and I'll show you. I mean, I'm half expecting their next performance to be like Hot for Teacher with her as a teacher and him as the schoolboy. Okay, I told you, I'm a very bad person. And I must be too, because I actually really want to see that. It'd be so wrong, it'd be perfect. The thing is, you've put it out into the universe, it might actually. Yeah, that would be so great. I think it's funny too that Simon was trying to get the kid to fire his mom. Yes. I was waiting for that to happen. But he said, this mom and dad thing isn't working. We're like, yeah, that made it even worse. It's like, Simon, stop. Because in almost every one of these talent shows that Simon does, especially when there's like group singers, he'll find one really good person in a group and tell them they need to leave the group. And so I was waiting for it for this season to see what it was going to be, where he's like, you need to ditch the other people in your act and go it alone. He's starting to do that with Lincoln Bridge too, because he was like telling the one guy, "You're great. You guys rescue everything. You need them." Yeah. But so that was pretty much them. They're not on my list. No. But they haven't been for a while. I mean, if they could guarantee me their next performance would be Hot for Teacher, I would vote for them. But since there's no guarantee, no vote. Yeah. All right. No vote for you. Next. Blake Vogt. No.
We were even talking like, even the camera wasn't close on it, but you could see the sleight of hand from a mile away on that card switch after the egg.
Yeah.
And I can understand Simon being baffled by the box, but he should know, I know he thinks magic is real, but he should know enough by this point about sleight of hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, I called the egg thing, like,
Yeah.
when Howie's picking a card.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, he said, it's
like the card is gonna be in the egg.
And he's like, no one would expect where it actually is. And I'm like, except Mike. And then we all knew Heidi was going to say diamonds. When he's like, switch it in your head a few times, it's like diamonds.
That's the only thing she was thinking about.
Derp.
And of course, Melby would choose queens.
Yes.
The only wild card was whether or not Howie would go face cards or.
Oh, he would have gone. I knew he was going to go face card when given the option, just because of how many numbered cards there are.
Yeah, you'd want to go with that to make it trickier. Yeah. And poor kid's so allergic to everything, he can't do yard work. Actually, I'm in that club, and I never saw that as a bad thing.
See,
I'm not allergic that bad anymore, but
given as a kid to have all those allergies.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, as a kid, there are some benefits to it.
But yeah,
cray.
As a magic trick,
you like being in the yard, though.
As someone who is obsessive about magic as I am, it's very hard for me to watch stuff like this, because the whole time I'm analyzing how it's all done. Even the blue jay in the box.
And well, it's kind of like me with film. It's like once you know all the tricks, you kind of take the magic away, if you will.
But I still love them.
It's
because there are some who do mystify me.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and you've seen us get a little mystified on this show on occasion. Our football guy does that quite a bit, actually. So yeah. But I mean, I seem to vaguely remember this kid being boring, so I think I probably agree with Simon that we finally at least got to see some personality. Ooh, look, I just made that. That's my magic trick right there. Smell-o-vision. No, I don't know. Oh shit! Okay, I guess that's the cue. That's the Edgar. Not Edgar Family Band anymore. Just Edgar.
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 And
Edgar.
we've seen why they have changed from the Edgar Family Band. They have changed their style in a direction I'm not enjoying.
No, not at all. What I kept saying is, they're kind of more of a folk band. They even put up a folksy kind of setting, and then they gave us like a diva style song, and I'm like, they did it really well, but that's not what they do.
Yeah, I did not feel their set fit with the song.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all. I mean, there's nothing like Campfire about the song they did or the way they did it.
What was the song they did?
I don't even know, because it's like a diva-y song. I guess I should, maybe instead of diva, I guess R&B. Well, no, diva still kind of classifies what I'm saying, but... And I mean, again, I'm not the talent-wise they had it. Although I feel like they recast the daughter. I'm still having trouble believing that's the same daughter. She looks weirdly different. And the dad, it's too Russell Brand for me. But
compared to their other performances, I would consider this their sellout.
Yeah.
They sold out to the mainstream.
This is the point in the movie.
If anybody tuned in and watched the movie Gem,
don't spoil it for me. I still haven't seen it.
Oh,
that's okay. I know what the story is without having seen it, just from the trailers. And I'm still pissed. I would have liked to have had a real Gem movie, but I hear it's more Gem than we think it is. But
it was truly outrageous, just not in the way we were hoping.
Oh,
points right there. She gets the points.
Good job.
Yeah, she gets the points for that one. But yeah, so that's Edgar. They'll probably go through. Everybody loved him, but
I really hope not.
But just not our thing. Well, again, remember America's voting, and then the judges loved him, so there'll be a judge save if need be.
Yeah, this is why I might just skip the results show tomorrow night, because I'm just going to spend so much of the night pissed.
Yeah. Although the talent show Grace VanderWaal, I'm hoping they're keeping her to last, because that's a good sign.
Yeah. Can't wait for this commercial break to be over, because my favorite person's coming up.
Oh yeah, Julia Scotty. Beam me up, Scotty. Woohoo! Oh. Yeah. She stopped tickling me. I just like that sound. Yeah. Well, I used to love Julia Scotty until she totally broke Mary and I up. No.
Oh, the things that were learned during that set.
The sleeping, snoring stuff might have hit a little close to home.
Yeah.
But
Sister, preach.
yeah. But no, still absolutely adore her. And we hope we get a chance to see her live one of these days. Like Mike was saying,
Yes.
see her a real set too.
Yeah.
Not the TV, not the NBC friendly version.
Yeah, the set where you don't hear about the spooning, you hear about the forking.
Points.
Well, we've had Piff the Magic Dragon and
Taylor Williams.
Taylor Williams both rolled through the last couple of years at our local comedy club, so
Yeah.
we're hopeful.
Actually, that's the night I met Mike for the first
Yep.
time, seeing Taylor Williams. So,
My future ex-husband,
yeah.
which is how he signed my CD.
That's right. I had forgotten. That is true. But no, we dig Julia quite a bit. Excited to see more. Great routine. And like Howie said, she's real. She owns it. And we would like to see that sitcom.
Yes,
Or a version
would,
of it.
Yeah.
I would be all up for Julia, Scotty, and the Connie.
And Julia and the Con.
I'm glad I didn't say anything. Bad things went through brain. Brain like, no, those are not okay to say. So, yeah. You know how that's working, everybody.
Job.
I hadn't thought about that, but there's something to that too. But no, seriously, yeah, we really do. We were laughing out loud. All of us love her. She is definitely going through as far as we're concerned. For me, she should easily be in the top 2 or 3 by the whole end of the show. If it comes down to like her and Grace, it's going to be a tough choice for me.
Yeah.
Provided Grace keeps being as great as I'm expecting her to. So,
But I do have, Mary's question of where'd her budget go?
that was actually.
Oh, that was
That
yours.
was his question.
She's a comedian. It went to more cocaine.
I think it went to pay for some of the touring she's been doing the past couple weeks.
that could be too, but strike while the iron is hot. That is for sure. So good on her.
Test out that material.
Yeah.
Build that audience.
Because you got to remember that's the only way for comedians to practice for like a live show like this is to go out and do the set.
See what works.
In little small town comedy clubs. And see what works.
Yeah.
Throw the spaghetti on the wall and see what sticks.
Yeah, pretty much. That sounds like fun. I'm gonna go do that. Brian Justin Crum. I don't
Wasn't
know.
he on a Quidditch team?
I just keep thinking of, is it R. Crum? Who was the famous artist that drew naughty cartoons?
Oh yeah, no.
But anyways, we don't have to figure it out now. I'll just say what I want to say, and then I'll let them take over. But I still don't really like I don't like what he does. To me, it still sounds very one-notish. There's not a lot of range in what he's doing. And like they were saying, we needed an upbeat song tonight. And again, it's just another let me slow down something, and I don't know. It just doesn't really work for me.
Listen to In the Air Tonight. It's not that. I think he may have done it faster.
Yeah.
Well, when I say
did
slow down,
that,
I mean
but-
dullify, for lack of a better word. I don't necessarily mean slow down. Like the original song has like this drum beat in it that's pretty cool and stuff like that. And to me, there's more
because-
passion that I'm not getting out of this.
I don't know. I like the orchestral arrangement.
Well, I mean, I'm fine with adding orchestral to it. I didn't like it. It doesn't work for me. I think, and of the singers we've seen tonight, Ronnie Martin blows him away. But that's my take.
Actually, I liked him better. So.
Yeah. So give me that ring. No.
Oh,
I'm kidding. Oh my
AGT
God.
breaking up relationships.
Fudge. All right, Jesus, you guys take over then. I'll just be over here. No one watches this
I
channel
was-
for me
Oh,
anyways.
no, you don't get to steal my shit.
I steal what I want to steal here. Sorry, go ahead.
I was okay with the performance. Wasn't wowed by it. I did enjoy it. I'm not really hoping America votes him through though, mainly because I'm kind of tired of all the singers.
Yeah.
But my favorite part was his whole tribute to the early 80s club scene that was his stage setup.
Fair enough. Though he did just stand there and sing.
Yes.
Well, it's because they all just stand and sing.
Which is a thing I really, really hate.
They all park and bark. But actually, I think out of the singers, he's one of the best so far tonight. Might be because my nickname for him is not Robbie Williams.
Hold on, I'm sorry. Oh, no, never mind.
Not Robin, Robbie.
No, that's not what I was saying. There was a promo for The Voice, and I was like, oh, they stole his shtick because it's all designed the same.
But I'm like Mike. I'm just not voting for any singers tonight.
Yeah.
Just because I'm tired of so many freaking singers going through. I want some acts other than singing in the final.
Except for one.
Okay. I was going to
No.
say, y'all better damn well vote for Grace.
Nope.
Even though we haven't seen her yet. We usually see her first. You might like it. There's lyrics.
Try it.
She'll do another original. I'll be like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, but her originals are good. Okay, anyways, so that was that.
In summation,
he
did the whole slow, sappy song. What he needed to do was the high energy fight song tonight.
Yeah, I feel like we all
he fell flat.
We all just three-bared this one, I think, really.
Yeah.
I did not like Mike's kinda, and she's like, yeah. So.
Oh, yeah, it would have been better if he'd done something like maybe a swinging 50s sort of.
Yeah, I'd be happier with that. So we had a twofer. We started off with Malevo. Malevo. I don't know.
It works.
Yeah, it kind of does. But anyways, yeah, those guys are awesome. I mean, it's kind of like just go ahead and vote them off so they can go ahead and start their Vegas show career because absolutely.
They are going to take the world by storm with their performance.
Yeah, it's already really great.
Yeah.
And she was already making Riverdance references.
Yeah.
You know, we were talking, and Mike said with Blue Man Group, I'm like, oh, what a hell of a double feature that would be too.
No. I want Riverdance versus these guys, sort of a Jets versus the Sharks sort of thing.
West Side Story dance off.
Yeah.
Dance off, bro. But yeah, very cool. And I'm appreciating less grease in the hair. Even Tommy Wiseau, you know.
I have to admit though, I did, you know, maybe it was just a production thing, you know, the audio coming through to the TV. You couldn't hear the tapping, you couldn't hear the
ball strikes.
Ropes hitting the stage.
Yeah, you could hear it a tiny bit on occasion.
Let's not call them ball scrapes.
Yeah, the thing is, it's being able to hear the rhythms though is part of the thing.
But their rhythm was so tight, it was with the beat of the song.
Yeah.
So that's why. I'm just gonna say that's why. They were awesome. We all liked them. There's no disagreeing with liking them. But yeah, so we're all happy there. And then we had Passing Zone.
Love Passing Zone. I was in tears watching this performance.
Yeah, it was a great one. It really was.
I don't think they can top it.
It'd be very difficult. And they're joking about, you know, one judge they haven't done anything with, Nick. Watch, they will actually do it, and they'll make like a whole thing like, hey, we're finally gonna have Simon. And the joke will be that he just gets to sit there while they still humiliate and torture Howie around him somehow. You know, so that way Howie will have his moment to gloat.
Yes.
Like, yeah, you're gonna get it, Simon.
Get it.
And it's like, wait, what? What? No, oh God. So that's what I would like to see.
Although I'm pretty sure Howie getting stuck in the air had something to do with Simon.
Somebody's paying for that, yes.
So I want to see
He
what
is
his revenge is going to end up being.
executive producer, so I'm pretty sure he just, you know, said into his mic that could only be heard by the production van of him saying, lift him back up.
Yeah, I mean, maybe something like that. I'm sure he knows ahead of time too.
This does beg the question of how much access do the judges have during sound checks and whatnot?
Yeah.
Because if that wasn't the judge's first time up there, or having seen it at all.
Well, you know what? In all fairness, just legally, now that you mention it, legally, insurance-wise, they've had to test that with those actual judges. There's no way they just put them up there in those harnesses for the first time.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff doesn't work that way. You have to balance it, get the weights right, all that kind of stuff.
Unless they had like doubles.
Still though, that could be a different thing because the way people move around in those things, that could have been very deadly. And this was not deadly games. But anyways, that's what we thought. Yeah, we're back and we want to see my girl Grace, so woo! Well, that was the show. I can't believe Nick Cannon missed the opportunity at the end to click his heels together 3 times and say there's no place like home. Been meaning to get that joke in all night, and there we go. So Grace, it's wonderful to see everybody loves Grace, and everybody's talking about her, and how many freaking views on YouTube and all that stuff is fantastic. I did love this performance. The song is not as strong as the song from her first performance. This would be like the B-side if the other one was a single, but still, man, her voice is amazing, and it's good to know that all these industry people are asking, because that means we'll get a record from her one way or another, and I'm buying it the second that song bitch comes out. Because I just can't get enough of her voice. And like I said, I'd love to see, I'm glad she hasn't done it yet. She's going to get opportunities. The stage design and everything was gorgeous, but I'd like to see her do a song with a band at some point. And she had like 5 weeks, so I'm kind of surprised it didn't happen here. But, you know, I mean, like start off like she does, just her voice and ukulele, but then after we've gone through a verse and a chorus, like the drums kind of kick in and maybe an orchestra, just like the whole fucking, do it big. You know, like maybe by the closing act for her or something, like that could be like, this would be like what the last song on the record would be kind of thing. You know, just building into a choir and an orchestra.
She starts singing, and then Edgar starts singing.
No, fucking, they don't. They're not even the same goddamn universe. I'm sorry. They have normal, standard voices we've heard a billion times before. Her voice is fucking amazing. And I don't agree with the bigger than Taylor Swift thing, because Taylor Swift is massively mainstream, and I don't think she should try and be too mainstream. No. I think that's part of her charm, is that she is quirky, she's different.
Yeah, she's very unique.
Yeah, very much an indie artist. And,
But during that song, the way her voice sounds, the crackliness of her voice and everything, it reminded me of listening to Janis Joplin's voice. It wasn't a beautiful, angelic voice like a lot of them were at the time. She sounded like she smoked 3 packs a day. And this girl's voice crackles, and I love just the humanness of that sound.
And that's kind of what it is. Like, that's what I love. Like, that's why that's the kind of singer I like. I don't give a shit about technical proficiency. And I'm this way with music in general. And I think that's why I really love punk coming up. Is it's the emotion that I want to get out of the voice or the music or anything. Not like, can you hit the note pitch perfect on the exact downbeat? Like, make me feel. And that's what she does. And I fucking love it. And I want to see her do everything. Do you have any opinion on this? I don't think she likes Grace. And
I don't really care for her. I'm not saying she's bad.
It's just not her style of music.
Not my thing at all.
See, she
like
does
Janis Joplin either.
She does like the technical proficiency.
And is it just me, or does she sound like she was rushing through her song?
Well, there's some nerves going on with some rhythm stuff, and I think that would be why it'd be interesting to see her with a band where you have to keep a specific rhythm.
And remember, she didn't do the judge cut; she went straight through. So this is her second performance.
I know.
Yeah, so her nerves are still there, and she had to wait so long. That's enough time to really get in your own head and freak yourself out. So there is that. But anyways, obviously you knew I was already a shill for her anyway, so fucking A. I'm right there.
Whereas I'm going like, God, all this ukulele shit sounds the same to me.
Oh, and that's why she doesn't like any of the music I make. But I do use a ukulele on occasion. But
and for her celebrity team up, rest his soul. But I would love to see her doing Tiny Tim.
Tipping through.
Yes.
Yeah, but come on, like as a joke maybe.
Do how they do the new 3D digital projection of Tupac.
Yeah.
Put Tiny Tim up there next to her.
Okay, I would watch that.
I'm just trying to think of her.
Or can we have her trying to play while being human juggled by passing zone?
No, either that or the guy who did the Somewhere Over the Rainbow.
He's dead too.
I know. That's unfortunately all the great ukulele players have died.
Well, she's the ukulele player. She doesn't need to be a ukulele. I would like to see her do something with Marcus Mumford. I'm picturing that in my brain, and his unique voice and her unique voice, and that folksy sound and his songwriting and her songwriting. That could be something epic. But I'm a huge fan of Marcus Mumford. Love Mumford & Sons, but also love anything he's ever been involved in. It's just fantastic. Go check out the Basement Tapes. He does that song Kansas City. It's yeah. Okay. We're gonna figure out who we think should go and do all that stuff, and we'll come back and give you that, and then tomorrow you'll see what we thought. Okay, so we have all made our predictions. So first I'll just tell you who each of us want to go through. We get to pick 7. So basically I picked. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong ones. Well, I'll start with me anyways. I picked Ronnie Martin and Caden and Brooklyn Rocket, the Kid Magicians, and Lincoln Bridge, and Julia Scotty, and Malevo, and Passing Zone, and Grace VanderWaal, of course. Mary picked VanderWaal Magorlus, the contortionist guy, Caden and Brooklyn Rocket, Julia Scotty, Brian Justin Crum, Malevo, Passing Zone, and Grace VanderWaal, just to make me happy.
Asterisk, the 2 singers, I only put on there because I had to have 7.
Yeah, she picked 5, and she's like, oh crap, all that's left are singers, so.
And I can't put the mother-son through because that's just wrong.
Yeah, pretty much. Then Mike wants to see Ronnie Martin, Caden, and Brooklyn Rocket, so we all want the Kid Magicians, or at least expect them to.
And we hope they do.
Right, and then Blake Vogt, the magician, Blue Jay magician. Of course, Julia Scotty, we all want to see her go through. And then we all pretty much agree on these last 3, Malevo, Passing Zone, and Grace. So, there you go.
And asterisk on my singer choice as well.
Ronnie and Grace.
Yeah, well, just Ronnie.
Okay, good. See, Mike. Okay, I'm gonna get hurt. I can see the evil
her
eye.
arm is around your neck.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna start turning red. So next we predict what we think America will vote through, which is often wildly different from what we want to go through.
America tends to fail us.
Yeah.
Constantly.
So none of us think America will put through Velo. We all think America will pick Ronnie through. We all think America will put Caden and Brooklyn Rocket, the Kid Magicians. Then Mike thinks Lincoln Bridge will go through in America, whereas Mary and Mike think the Edgar family band will go through. Myself and Mary think Julia Scotty will, but
Actually, I did not say Edgar band's going through.
oh, that's Mike. That's me and Mike. I'm doing this wrong.
Yeah.
Sorry. I think I shifted columns accidentally. Then myself and Mary think America will send Julia Scotty through. Sadly, Mike does not. I hope he's wrong. I can understand
I'm
why.
just going based on, transgenders.
Right. I get that. Like a lot, because we are talking about Middle America doing most of the voting. So then we all three think that America will put through Brian Justin Crum. Sob story is what I say, but.
Gay man.
Gay man.
Well, there's that too, I guess. But it's weird that it's like America won't put through the transgendered comedian, but they'll put through the hot gay man. Get your shit together, America. Goddamn. Then we all think Malevo will go through, that America put them through. Mary has Passing Zone going through with America, and of course we all have Grace going through. So then we picked our 3 bubble acts who we think this. So this is where the fun really gets in the predictions. And in the next video, you see
where
that
it becomes Vegas.
Yeah, and you see in the next video, this is where we're going to compare them, and we'll see what we did. But my 3 I predict to be on the bubble are Ronnie Martin, Edgar, and Julia Scotty. Mary's 3 picks for on the bubble are Edgar, Julia Scotty, and Passing Zone. And Mike's are the Kid Magician. It is Ronnie Martin and Lincoln Bridge and Edgar, and that's it. So we all think Edgar's on the bubble. That's the one we all agree on. Now it gets even crazier. Our predictions for the Duncan save. Okay, so Mike has Ronnie. I have Mike has Ronnie. I have Edgar, and Mary has Julia Scotty. Now the judge save, which again, are we gonna just go ahead and assume they're gonna split the vote and let the vote do it?
Yeah.
Anyways.
No. If it comes down to my choice, that won't happen.
Oh yeah, I'll let her tell you why in just a second. But anyway, so for the judge save, Mike predicts Edgar, I predict Julia Scotty, and Mary predicts Passing Zone. Here's why. Because
Simon will arrange for it to happen again because he wants to torture the other judges.
Yes, that's very likely because, reality TV is very, very real. Look, I said it with a straight face. But anyways.
Everything is suspect when one of the judges is also an executive producer.
Yeah. And as we were discussing in that juggling act, legally, insurance-wise, all that stuff, there's just no way those judges didn't actually practice that. But anyways, that's pretty much what our predictions are. I guess we'll see the results tomorrow, and we'll find out. And obviously, you're seeing this on Wednesday, and our results video will be out Thursday. But that's what we think. So did you guys watch? What did you think? Who's your favorites? All that stuff. Do the commenty thing. Geek out down below in the comments. Hit that thumbs up button, give me the thumbs up of encouragement. It's always nice to be encouraged. Subscribe if you're new here. We do all kinds of fun, nerdy, geeky things every single day on the EricButts channel. Share with your friends so we can all geek out and nerd out together, and you can vote for Grace VanderWaal.
Or not.
I'm cutting that part out. No, I'm too lazy. And share with your friends. And if you want more content, you want to help support the channel, help it grow, check out the link to Patreon down in the description below. You might like it, you might not. Just letting you know it's there, no pressure. All right, well, we're gonna get out of here, and I got some editing to do, so I guess I'm gonna do that, and we will see you guys later.